On today's video, we're going to be working on this air gap. The problem we have with this air gap is it is starting to give off a very strong smell, odor, and you can just kind of see and hear all the residue, the buildup. Now, obviously somebody was working on this. You can see the cap has been removed. They did remove the top nut that secures it to the sink. If you look here at the bottom, you can see the air gap comes down over here. So you have the one drain hose that goes to your dishwasher, and you have the other one, your rubber hose, that ties into your garbage disposal. When your dishwasher actually starts to wash, it'll drain here, and once it drains, it'll go through the hose up to your air gap, and then it'll come back down to this hose, and it'll shoot all of the food and contamination into your garbage disposal. What happens a lot of times is food and deposit will actually start to build up inside of the hose, and eventually once this hose gets clogged, the air gap right here will start to shoot water coming back into the sink. This is my new air gap that we're going to be installing. Right now, if you pop this cap off, you'll see that there is a nut and a washer, and basically there should be a nut right here. Unfortunately, somebody took it out already as they were trying to work on this drain hose. Basically what you would do is you would remove the nut that secures the air gap to the sink itself. What you would do is once you remove it, you would just pop it right off. This will just allow the air gap to move freely. Once we loosen the air gap, we can literally just pull it here from the bottom. And from here, we'll be able to remove our drain hose from our dishwasher, as well as our rubber hose that ties into our garbage disposal. We simply just have to remove these two clamps. Once you remove the clamp, go ahead and remove the hose. So here you can see just all of the buildup and the food that's kind of rotted over some time inside this air gap. And this is why we're having this problem with the smell. This is going to be the inside of the hose. I do recommend before you proceed with installing your air gap that you do clean out your hose or replace it. I do have a video on my channel showing you how to do that. So this is our new air gap, and we're simply just going to make our connections. As I said, make sure you clean out your line on the inside as well as the exterior if you feel to do so, or replace your line before you proceed. So here I connected my hose coming from my garbage disposal, and now I'm going to make my connection from my dishwasher. Make sure when you shove your hose onto the base of the air gap that you push it as far as you can upwards, and this will help with any leaks that may happen in the future. Now we're simply just making our connections from our clamps. Here you can see they give you extra threading, and this is just so that you can adjust to the need that you have. If you have granite countertop and you have an undermount sink, you may have to bring this lower just so that there's enough thickness so that when you secure it from the top with your nut, it'll fit. Now what we're going to do is from the bottom, we're just going to feed our air gap up. In our washer, and now we're going to put our nut down. Now we're going to tighten it. You don't have to over tighten it, it's plastic. Go ahead and just pop your cap on. If the video was a help, if it was informational, please subscribe.